It's so wonderful to be here with all of you tonight. I've had a quote on my desk for a very long time, and I regularly refresh it with my staff. It reads, "If you don't make mistakes, you're not working on hard enough problems." I'm a founder. I've been at this work for 15 years, from 0 staff and 0 budget to now. The number of mistakes I've made, lessons I've learned, they're countless. The growth that I've witnessed among our teams here and in Uganda is impressive, but not without trials. Water is complex. Our work involves humans, networks, rules and regulations, culture, health, education, multiple sectors, and coordination in the midst of competition and collaboration. It requires a dynamic, smart, creative, and resilient and ambitious team to sift through all of it and stay steady through constant learning and change. Tonight, we're here to solve hard problems. Spoiler alert, don't worry, we have the solutions. We've proven that over 15 years. But here's the catch. We all have to take a step to build these solutions together. We're required to be flexible in a rapidly changing world to meet water, health, education, and girls' issues with resiliency. We need to be willing and ready to move at a speed that sometimes feels challenging. So, how do I propose we do this? Well, I'd like to celebrate our 15 years of impact and give us some energy first. Then, I'll share a few stories with you, and I'd like to close with a short video. 15 years ago, I entered this work during my master's program at Cleveland State University, after having opened and closed my first nonprofit, and after holding various management jobs over a decade. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Drink Local, Drink Tap started with just one beach cleanup, one classroom lesson in Cleveland, and then just one water project in Uganda. Now, we've celebrated our 15th World Water Day. We've completed 15 beach cleanup seasons to keep Lake Erie and our community healthy while inspiring water stewardship. We surpassed picking up 600,000 pieces of counted trash at Edgewater Beach. And this month, big announcement, we surpassed 25,000 students in Northeast Ohio who've now gone through our educational programming here in schools. And in September, we opened our 150th water, sanitation, and hygiene project in Uganda to help keep kids... Thanks. To help keep kids, especially little girls, healthy, alive, and in school. You'll see how excited they are just for some toilets. Our water quality and equity work have long-term ripples, and we have truly never could have imagined the impact that we would have had today. And now we're dreaming even bigger. At the beginning of 2024, we ripped off a few Band-Aids, and we reimagined how we approach our work, and we're setting our organization up for growth. At the beginning of this year, we hired our first ever operations manager, Johanna Ham. To basically do everything that falls between the cracks and more here in Cleveland. We hired Heather Bam Bam, an incredible STEM curriculum expert, to grow our Wavemaker program. And we hired Emily Schechter to coordinate creative communications and marketing, inspiring people to care about water and each other. And in Uganda, I wish our team was here tonight, but we created a management team with technical and operations skills who now co-lead our organization there, and they serve as thought partners with me every single day. To all of my team, I'm so happy that you're here to solve hard problems with DLDT. But even with the most amazing team, our work is hard. Teachers are spread thin to ensure they tick the boxes for state testing. It takes persistence and patience to maintain quality relationships with schools locally to reach all the kids that we want to with our school program. On the beach, the plastic keeps showing up. Behavior and policy changes don't happen overnight, or sometimes over 15 years. And in Uganda, well, everything is hard. Every time I'm in Uganda, I'm humbled and reminded that we can't rush or assume anything. Sometimes Zoom calls don't work just because it's raining outside or it's cloudy, and having meetings is impossible. Some of you have been on the other end of that. Sometimes there's a last-minute mandatory meeting with the government on the other side of the country. Sometimes the roads are so bad in the areas we work in that we get delayed by hours or days just trying to reach one school. And sometimes the bank won't process our money or closes for an abrupt holiday. And sometimes the letter you need stamped by a government official takes a week of sitting in someone's office for unknown reasons. And sometimes we get a flat tire hours from any main road, or our staff get malaria or fall sick for days from being in the field. But to all of us, it's all worth it. In September, I was filming the video you're about to see with Ryan and Nate from Sanguine Media, over here. Thank you for being here. We've been to Uganda now twice together on some wild journeys, hiking through swamps, dodging black mambas in the tall grass, all to tell the story of our work. This time, we were shooting interviews with people who'd seen and felt the impact of our work. And one interview was with a young woman named Rachel. You'll see her in the blue dress here in the video. She was a student at St. Bonaventure Primary School, where we built our first project. And she remembered me when I showed up to implement a project at a new school she was working at as an adult. She was shocked to see me. We sat at St. Bonaventure during doing her interview, and I noticed young children collecting water at the piped water system we built over 12 years ago. That's when it actually really hit me. This new generation of kids will never know what it's like to collect dirty water from a swamp or wait in line for hours. Thank you. They won't have to wait for hours at a borehole or leave class to haul dirty water back to school. They weren't even born when we built this project. They will have plenty of clean water every single day. I felt like we finally did it. Then something even more special happened. A plumber working at the school came over to tell me he also remembered me. As a child, he had stayed after class to watch the plumber installing the pipes on the water system. He was mesmerized. He said it was the first time he'd ever seen running water. It was like a miracle to him. This experience made him want to attend school and learn how to be a plumber. It was an incredible moment. We have to do more. We know what to do, and we're ready, and we've carefully learned from our mistakes. These thoughts have been nudging me since the beginning of the year, so the last Band-Aid we ripped off was to think even bigger about our water and sanitation vision in Uganda. Alongside the local government and community partners that we work with in a very dry cattle-keeping corridor in Uganda called Nakasongola, you can try to spell that, we decided to take a leap. Over 7 months, we developed a holistic WASH plan, water sanitation and hygiene plan, to execute over the next 5 years. This $5 million plan will close the safe water sanitation and hygiene access gap for every single school in this rural area. In early 2025, we'll begin executing phase 1 of this plan with whatever resources we're able to secure, hoping to start with $300,000. We've had the privilege of working in Nakasongola since 2015 and have very deep roots in these last mile communities. We're honored to embark on this journey to change everything for every child there, where development partners are rare or temporary. It's not easy to work there. As I said at the beginning, we've learned a lot, and we're solving some of the world's biggest problems. Tonight, I'm asking for your trust, your partnership, and your investment to inspire the next generation of water stewardship through our local educational programming, and to ensure that no child is left behind in rural Uganda. Thank you. Let's get a glimpse of our 15 years of impact with this very short video, and thanks to Connecticut for making it possible.
Water is life. Today, over 2 billion people lack access to safely managed water. And nearly half the world's population, more than 3.6 billion people, struggle without safe sanitation. For more than 15 years, Drink Local, Drink Tap has been working to change these staggering numbers through education and community engagement.
We've impacted the lives of 25,000 kids in Northeast Ohio with celebrating World Water Day, taking them to the beach for service learning, and also STEM programming in the classroom.
We do a lot of beach cleanups here in Cleveland, specifically around Edgewater Beach.
4 Miles for Water is a race that we do here in Cleveland, Ohio, and we do this race because we want to make sure that we educate people on the world water crisis.
What's great about working in water is it touches so many different other causes: women's rights, social equity, and educating the youth on how to be good stewards of the environment and our health.
Clean water is a basic human right, and each donation brings us closer to providing it. We turn donations into life-changing access to clean water and sanitation.
Moving at the speed of trust with the communities we work in, making sure that these projects can last and that you're building real relationships. We're making sure that the trust is there and the communities are ready and have a true ownership mindset, ready to go to make these projects last.
Drink Local, Drink Tap has really built or come up with their philosophy and injected it into the people of localization of owning the projects that they have.
Even the mindset of the parents, the community has also changed. Our children are now healthy. They are no longer suffering from the waterborne diseases. They can easily access clean and safe water, and so they are happy.
I've seen the water tanks. I've seen the latrines constructed by Drink Local, Drink Tap. They are strong, they are sustainable. The quality is very good.
All of our projects are functioning, and we know that because we monitor our projects long term.
Since our start in 2010, we've reached more people each year, thanks to supporters like you. But there's much more to do.
In the next 5 years, we want to make sure that 100,000 people have access to clean water, 50,000 people have access to safe sanitation, and that we reach 50,000 kids with our Wavemaker program.
And we can't do it alone.
Our team here feels really absolutely honored to hold space every day for people to plug in to solving big problems. Donating to support any and all of our work, it all adds up.
The most impactful way to help is through financial contributions, where your generosity makes an immediate difference. You can also volunteer to raise awareness and drive action within your community and transform lives in underserved areas. Act now and make a difference. Together, we can create a brighter, healthier future for everyone, one drop at a time.
When a child opens a tap, that sound that the water makes without putting in energy, just say, yeah, it brings happiness.
Water is life.
Water is the beginning of everything.
Water is our future.
Water is my doctor.
Water is hope.
Water is medicine.
Water is strength.
Water is success.
Water is everything.